Hello everyone. Did you know that most fecal oral diseases spread not through one single mistake but through an entire invisible network of connections? Today we are going to break down exactly how this transmission chain works and, more importantly, how we can engineer barriers to stop it completely. Fecal oral diseases thrive on invisible connections. Pathogens from human excreta exploit a vast network of environmental channels to reach new hosts. To stop them, we cannot simply rely on random hygiene acts. We must map the exact transmission system and structurally break it. Let us look at the first leap in this chain, which is from excreta to the environment. When there is improper disposal or open defecation, human excreta reaches the environment. Pathogens rapidly colonize soil, open spaces, and water sources. Once they are in the wild, the environment acts as a massive amplifier for the disease agent. Now let us look at the second leap, which is from environment to host. Pathogens hitchhike via what we call the 5 Fs to reach a new host. These 5 Fs are fluids, fingers, flies, fields, and food. When the environment is contaminated, the threat comes from everywhere simultaneously, making the susceptible host vulnerable from multiple directions. This is where the concept of a sanitation barrier becomes essential. A sanitation barrier is a deliberate, engineered system designed to block pathogens from reaching people. It transforms disease prevention from a behavioral hope into a structural guarantee. Let us start with the primary barrier, which focuses on absolute containment. The core objective here is segregation of excreta, ensuring that the source of infection is isolated right at the outset. Key implementations of this primary barrier range from simple pit and borehole latrines all the way to complex sewer pipes and sewage treatment plants. This is essentially the first cut, blocking the source. If waste never enters the environment, the rest of the transmission chain collapses entirely. There is no environmental contamination, no vectors, and no sick hosts. But we must also consider the reality of system failure. Infrastructure breaks down sometimes. Open defecation persists in many areas. When absolute containment fails, pathogens breach the environment and target the host directly. This is exactly why we require a fail-safe. This brings us to the secondary barrier, which acts as the environmental fail-safe. Its purpose is intercepting pathogens that have already breached the environment before they are ingested by a host. For fingers, the defense is thorough hand washing with soap. For fluids and food, the defense is boiling water, water purification, and safe cooking practices. For flies and fields, the defense is vector control, such as window screens and covering bins, along with proper food sanitation. This represents the second cut, which is shielding the host. It works by making contaminated food, water, and surfaces non infectious. Even if the environment is compromised, the pathogen gets neutralized right at this final perimeter. Let us now compare these two barriers side by side. The primary barrier intervenes between the source and the environment with the primary goal of absolute containment and segregation. Its key mechanisms are sanitary latrines, disposal pits, and sewage treatment. If it fails, pathogens end up colonizing the environment. The secondary barrier intervenes between the environment, meaning the 5 Fs, and the host, with the primary goal of decontamination and interception. Its key mechanisms are water purification, hand washing, food safety, and fly screens. If it fails, pathogens directly infect the host. Bringing this all together, public health relies on architectural redundancy through what we call the two cuts defense system. Cut 1 isolates the source, cut 2 insulates the host. Together, they form an impenetrable shield. If the primary wall breaches, the secondary net catches the fallout. When we build the barrier through clean water, safe toilets, and good hygiene, we ensure no open defecation, no disease transmission, and fewer sick people in our communities. hope you have understood about the architecture of sanitation barriers. If you found this video useful, please watch and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.